going to use this past weekend's Ability X ratings pick 3, 4, and 5 syndicate as an example of my latest product. And I'm opening this up to 10 people that would like to either market this and market horse racing along with it, or you could be a rebate player that wants to use it for yourself, or anything in between that would like to organize syndicates for pick 3s, 4s, and 5s separately or all together, and use Ability X ratings to support those. I like the marketing plan best myself, because the idea is that anybody that wants to market horse racing as a professional and can operate in their local area and get together with local businesses of various kinds and get put together these syndicates and operate them and manage them for the weekend and appeal to casual players, lottery players, casino players, anyone that wants to perhaps take advantage of what horse racing has to offer as a gambling game and not have to learn about it. So that would mean the professional involved is going to provide everybody the syndicate and the picks and manage it and make the bets and distribute the funds at the end and everything, so that all the participant has to do is get into the syndicate. And hopefully the attraction will be that it is a winning syndicate, and it will roll from one day to the next if it is successful on each day, from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it has to win to go from Friday to Saturday, and then it has to win on Saturday to go to Sunday. And this is where the professional involved comes in. There is an incentive for that person to make sure that the participant has the greatest opportunity to win possible, because if the participants don't do well, there's a vast potential here for break even. It's difficult to actually lose, but it's possible, of course, because it's horse racing. So the thing could go broke, but it uses a 5x5, so you're putting 5 horses in each race with the intention of winning every pick 3, every pick 4, and every pick 5. Hopefully there's only one, because they're kind of expensive to bet, but this is Churchill Downs here, so a Kentucky track. We have multiple pick 4s, a pick 5 available. The pick 6 we don't bother with, but you could also organize syndicates for the pick 6 if the demand was there. But the design is that you can get a number of players for a reasonable amount each into the syndicate, with the idea of rolling it through the weekend and having that as an attraction that perhaps someone might be able to turn $200 into $1,000 or more, or at least double it, with very minimal chances of losing, because the professional involved is going to do everything possible to make sure the thing goes through the weekend, because that's where that person can earn their money. And if they don't make it through the weekend, it doesn't earn that much money. But I think it would be very attractive all around. So I'm opening it up for 10 partners that want to come in, and I'll train you myself in Ability X ratings and everything that goes along with it. And if you want to market this in your local area, we'll look at a lot of ways that can be done, and I believe it's wide open, and I think it would be a great thing for horse racing. Besides that, to bring in a lot of lottery and casino players and actually put a product in front of them that they can bet, even if they don't want to learn anything about horse racing. But while all that's going on, they can learn as much as they want to learn also. So that is another point. But I call it RollingSyn, S-Y-N for syndicate, and to try to get across the idea that it rolls from Friday through Sunday, 3 days of action, and only one entry fee. And I'm going to use my most recent 3-day syndicate here as an example from Churchill Downs, fresh just this weekend. And this example now I do with Ability X ratings, and what I've got going on, I do the pick 3, pick 4, and pick 5 all together. So I'm just wanting to point out that you have the option to divide it up, do only the pick 3, only the pick 4, if you have multiples at the track that you like, and the track is up to you. Ability X ratings works equally well at all tracks, so that's not a problem. And you could do pick 3, pick 4, divide them up, pick 5 only, or all 3. For this example, I'm going to assume we're doing all 3 because that's what I do. And but that would be to get started with. You might want to get a starting bank of about $8,000. So that would be suggestion, or what to base this example on: 40 participants at $200, or 80 participants at $100. So that's what I'm basing everything on as we go through the weekend. And on Friday, we've got a day where we win everything, but a lot of favorites come in, not very high paying, and it's just a few races in the second part of the card, the end of the card, that bails us out really, and gets us pretty much break even, except the pick 4, where we take a little bit of a beating. But I want to show you how that can be absorbed and still be able to carry over to the next day without much problem if your starting bank is the right size. So that's why I'm suggesting to start this. If you were doing all 3 especially, you would want about 8,000. If you were only doing pick 3s, maybe you get everything going for a 2,000 total bank, and be able to carry over to the next day. But the 5x5, many people consider it overkill, and so do I, and that's what I'm trying to do, is overkill this bet so that it's won with a high percentage. I want the syndicate to have a high percentage, and that's what attracts people, that's what people like about it. And even though we've got 5 horses in each race, sometimes it's pretty tricky to get the win with only 5. So the 5 in particular, we're offering the best of handicapping and the best of Ability X ratings, the best ability rating that you can get, and we're offering best of both worlds with this. Our first 3 horses are the favorite second choice and third choice morning line. The next 2 are the 2 from the perspective of ability with Ability X ratings, and it is devastating to the pick 3 bet and all the pick bets. and where it oftentimes you would think it's unnecessary to have more than two or three horses in. Uh, Oftentimes that fifth horse is the Ability X horse, and it is a long shot that you really need in there, and very hard to see with any kind of conventional handicapping, so that's another point. But on this day, we barely squeak by with 9 pick 3s, 3 pick 4s, and a pick 5. And we take a bit of a beating on the pick 4s, but we do get back enough to carry over to the next day without any problem. And the way I'm suggesting to set this up is that if you have a good profit the first day, then the operator would be able to take out a $2,000 management fee. But that management fee has to be earned, or it's not there. So if there isn't a good enough profit on the first day, you'd have to take it out after the second day. So that's intended to supply the appropriate motivation to the operator to make sure that everything's done, so this thing can. And this is our second day, so we carry into this, and this is also a great example. Here we've got a big racing day on Saturday, June 16th, 2012 at Churchill Downs. So you've got an extra pick 4 in here. And once again, the 5x5 with the first 3 morning line and the 2 from Ability X conquers all races in this day also, and it yields a great profit for the day. And this is an example of how it might go, because you might just squeak through the first day, and then the second day is fantastic, and that's exactly what happened on this weekend. But you could also have 3 fantastic days, and it's possible you might not even get to the second day, but it's very unlikely that would happen, because the morning line is, with the first 3 choices, you have 70% of the winners covered with those 3 horses on a daily basis, pretty much, and that's a percentage as old as the hills, and it is extremely consistent. And Ability X ratings, if you're very good with them, which doesn't take a whole lot of practice, a little bit of time, and with the training that I have and can give you, you would be very sharp with them very quickly. But those 2 selections are intended to cover the other 30% of winners. So the intention and the plan and the idea and pretty much what goes on so far with everything I've done with Ability X ratings for 5 years, those 2 do cover the other 30% very well. I mean, I say actually 25%, because there are times where it's very tricky to get the right long shot or outsider, whatever you want to call it, with only 2 picks. So I'll say technically, really, you've got 95% of the total whole morning line covered, short prices and long prices, and that's what you want to do to win the pick bets. And as an example of that, we have 9 pick 3s that we bet on this day, won them all for a return of $6,100, plus $2,000 from yesterday. 4 pick 4s, won them all, bet $5,000, won $36,385, plus the $2,200 from yesterday. And we bet the pick 5 at the 50-cent level. This is also the 50-cent level on the pick 5. Took a little beating on that one. $8.15 is all it paid, but to go along with the little bit we picked up yesterday, we have a total of $48,500 to distribute to our participants. From this, I would say at this point now the operator has earned that $2,000 management fee, so it could be removed, and a bank for tomorrow you would remove from that, and that gives you 6,000 for Sunday, and now each participant has about a four to one return. If you had 40 participants, they've got about a 4-to-1 return, and if you had 80, they have about a 4-to-1 return either way. But if it were $200 for an entry fee for 40 participants, each one of those people would have about $1,000 right now at this point at the end of Saturday. So that's fantastic, and it's also fantastic to be able to do it and to be able to operate a winning syndicate every weekend. And also this is very buildable because you can do other syndicates also. And let's get to the last day here, and I'll remember to put this on the pretty setting for you. There we go. And this is Sunday, so this is the third day for this syndicate, having a 4-to-1 return in hand for the participants already. So now we're ready for gravy. We have a little bit of the same problem from Friday. A few chalky winners, but basically do pretty well early, picking up some good pick threes, and a little bit of a beating on a pick four here. But through the day, we come out very well on the pick five. The 50-cent pick five pays very well. The pick fours, the late pick four, very good return. And a couple nice pick threes, in particular the ninth race, 1708. And this is what can happen at any time with the pick three in modern horse racing. It can go from $40 here in the sixth race to $1,708 in the ninth race real quick. And it's surprising that particular pick three, we only have we've got two 4-to-1 winners, maybe a little better in the ninth, and one 9-1 winner in the eighth. But that's, I guess, how unexpected that eighth race winner was. But if you notice, and also this is a little bit tricky, this is one of the trickier races to get with just two Ability X ratings horses. But I went with the 4 and the 9, both of them being very close in their rating, but also they're 2 of 4 very similar ratings. And we pick up the 1 as a morning line second choice, so we actually have 3 of those 4 in the bet, but there are 4, so you always you don't wonder about that fourth one that you have to leave out. So it is still a bit tricky, and then that's the one that wins one of the Ability X selections, and that's the one that kind of makes the whole thing go, the whole pick 5, pick 4, and this nice pick 3, without that being correct. And still it's tricky. So it's not, it might look like, you know, I realize it looks fantastic, but it's still a little bit of a tightrope walk here and there, even with 5 horses in it. But last Sunday we had a fantastic day, losing the 9th race and 10th race, and missing that pick 5 and pick 4, but still it was probably about the same kind of profit as we had on this Saturday. But that's the thing, is this is a great bet to use for these purposes and to do a syndicate with, and invite people that don't want to handicap, do want to play, and like to play, and like to play for the potential of a good reward and a good return, while all the work and hard stuff and brain busting can be left to somebody else. And I think This is a wide open market today because we have just millions of people playing mindless games that they know that they don't really have much shot at, but they're willing to play those games and go ahead and lose most of the time just so that they don't have to uh, go through much just to be able to play. It's easy to play, and so this is a tremendous way of making horse racing easy to play for people that want it that way. Uh, Form a syndicate, have an avenue to advertise and put it in front of people, and in particular, put it in front of those lottery players and casino players. And essentially, my idea is for the 10 people that would want to partner with me here is that you can take this and market it through convenience stores, liquor stores, several different kinds of businesses, privately, word of mouth, uh, many ways in any locality, uh, and then you manage it. And if you take on a partner for marketing purposes, such as a convenience store owner or something like that, well, there's great income for both parties, and one does the advertising and promotion and gets people's attention, and the other manages it and takes care of it and makes sure that people have the best chance to win. And also, that is a tremendous attractive factor, is that the design of this is so that everyone has an incentive to put every participant in a good position to win. Uh, and that's where they can earn great money to do so, plus be able to give and create a good return for the player. Uh, in this particular case on this syndicate, although it includes all pick 3 and pick 4 and pick 5, we had, in this example, if we had 40 participants, the return for them would be $1,450. And if we had 80 participants, the return on a $100 bill would be $725. So, and that would be every one of your participants also. So that creates a tremendous word of mouth effect. And I would think this could get very popular. And also, it supports horse racing. It goes into the handle. Everybody, as far as I can see, there are no losers here at all. And even if the thing only goes one day, it's got a vast potential for break even. It's difficult to lose, so I think that will be highly attractive and a vast, tremendous potential for a good return week after week after week, because this can close out on Sunday night, pay out for everybody through PayPal or whatever business might be sponsoring it or whatever, or partnered with whoever is the operator in the thing, and close it out, pay it out, and the first option for any participant is, do you want to get in next week? You want to just stay in for next week and just go from week to week. And as that's going on, you have a great opportunity to build other syndicates for all exotics, for every exotic bet. This one can be done individually for pick bets, but you also have the superfecta, exacta, and trifecta. And the same 5 selections would be applicable to most exotics. So you might want to cut it 1 or 2 for exactas, for example, or perhaps go with 6 for superfectas. But it all has a vast potential to give any participant a good experience and a regular return. So I think it would be a great seller and a great tool for bringing in new fans to horse racing. because they can win, and to demonstrate that to everybody that gets around this. RollingSyn, uh, I like it, and I think a lot of other people like it. So I'm opening it up, inviting 10 people to partner with me on this, and get a share and put it out there. And hopefully, if that works out well, I might open it up a little more. But I'd like to get it out there with 10 people for now, and see how it can affect horse racing in general, and get a good positive image out there for horse racing, and as a vehicle for the players that don't want to handicap and do want to play. So I think this is very much called for by all of those kind of players and every other kind of player in between. So we're going to put it out there. I'm going to put this on the athomehorseplayer.com website. Put this clip on a page, write up some details, and hopefully you'll stop by, take a look at it, and see what you think. And perhaps you would be a good candidate to partner up on the thing. And so we'll see where it goes. And I appreciate you joining me for this, and hope to be speaking with you soon. Thank you very much.